Good afternoon, dear students. Today we are going to discuss about gene cloning. What is gene cloning? Producing multiple copies of a desired DNA. Okay, the DNA whose product we want to produce. The product of the gene which we want to produce is called as a desired gene. If gene from one organism is inserted into another organism, then that gene is called as a foreign gene. So production of multiple copies of a desired foreign gene in vivo by constructing a recombinant DNA and introducing it back into the bacterium is called as gene cloning. Now, what is a clone? First of all, what is a clone? A clone is the exact genetic replica of an organism. Clone is the exact genetic replica of organism. As we all know that bacteria multiply by binary fission, and hence the progenies that are produced by a mother cell, okay, are all clones because they are exact genetic replicas. So what is a clone? Exact genetic replica of an organism, genetically identical. Now gene cloning is the process, it is the procedure where we make copies of a single gene. What is gene cloning? Making the copies of a single gene, making the copies of the foreign desired gene whose product is required. Okay, now once a gene is identified and cloned, then it has applications in both biomedical and industrial research. The process of gene cloning has biomedical as well as industrial importance, and that is why we are studying gene cloning. Now genetic engineering, in genetic engineering, cloning genes or the process of cloning gene into new organism or altering the genetic sequence to change the protein product is the routinely used processes in genetic engineering. Now, if you want to perform gene cloning, if you want to produce multiple copies of a desired gene, what are the essential components? The essential components are restriction endonucleases. Restriction endonuclease is required to cleave the gene, to break open the vehicle DNA or to cleave the foreign DNA. Second requirement is DNA ligase. DNA ligase enzyme is required for sealing of DNA, joining of DNA molecules. We require a vector, a vehicle. What is the need of why do we need a vector? The vector will carry the desired foreign gene to the cloning organism. So we require a vehicle or a vector. So first requirement, restriction endonuclease. Number 2, DNA ligase to seal the gaps. Number 3, a vehicle DNA or a carrier DNA, that is a vector. And number 4 thing is the DNA fragments which are cloned are stored in gene libraries. And the next important thing is selection of desired clones or selection of recombinant DNA. Gene cloning is the process of insertion of a foreign DNA fragment or insertion of a DNA fragment carrying the desired gene into the cloning vector and subsequent propagation of the recombinant DNA molecule into a cloning organism to produce multiple copies of the foreign DNA. Gene cloning involves gene cloning using bacteria to make multiple copies of a gene is the most widely used process. Now, PCR technique can also be used for producing multiple copies of a gene, but we use PCR for different you can say processes, right? So here in gene cloning, we are studying how to produce multiple copies of a gene using a cloning organism, right? The foreign DNA of choice is inserted into the vector like a plasmid. Now once you insert a foreign DNA into the plasmid will be now called as a recombinant plasmid. This recombinant plasmid is allowed to infect a bacterial cell, or you can say it is inserted into the bacterial cell. Now, as the bacterial cell will reproduce and multiply, along with the bacterial cell or each daughter progeny will get the recombinant vector with it. This results in the production of multiple copies of the single gene. Now, what are the basic steps or the fundamental steps of gene cloning? First, identification of the desired gene, and isolation of the desired gene. Say for example, if we want to produce insulin, on a large scale in a cloning organism like E. coli. Then what is the desired gene? The desired gene is insulin producing gene. So identification and isolation of the desired gene or desired DNA to be cloned, right? So the gene to be cloned is inserted into the cloning organism, and hence the gene to be cloned is always a foreign gene for the cloning organism. So identification and isolation of the desired gene or DNA fragment to be cloned, number 1. Number 2, insertion of the foreign DNA fragment into the suitable vector like a plasmid. Then number 3, this recombinant vector is then inserted or introduced into a suitable cloning organism. And number 4, what happens? The vector, the recombinant vector, multiplies in the host cell, producing multiple copies of the vector, and along with the vector, multiple copies of the foreign gene inserted inside the vector are also produced. Okay, so the gene, the foreign gene, say for example insulin gene is present inside the vector, and now the vector is introduced into the cloning organism. If the vector is a plasmid, it is self-replicating. All vectors have oocytes, so they replicate on their own and produce multiple copies of the gene. When multiple copies of the vector are produced, then along with the vector, multiple copies of the foreign gene inserted inside it are also produced. This is how the desired gene is cloned. That means multiple copies of the desired genes are produced. Right. Now, during the division of the host cell, when the mother cell will multiply, the copies of the recombinant DNA molecules are passed to the progenies. Okay. And in the progenies, further multiplication of vector and further multiplication of foreign gene will take place. Thus, a large number of copies of the foreign gene are produced, and the product can also be produced. Okay, now, so here this is a basic gene cloning technique. Suppose this is a bacteria, right? It has a plasmid. Now, we all usually recover the plasmid from bacteria, or it can be artificially constructed also. Now, this is a plasmid. This is a foreign gene, say for example, insulin producing gene. So, the gene of interest is isolated from the organism. The gene of interest is cut into pieces by restriction enzyme, and a definite length fragment of the foreign gene is inserted inside the vector. So the one which is shown with black color is the foreign gene or the desired gene inserted inside the green colored particle, which we call as a vector or a plasmid. Now the vector that is produced is called as a recombinant plasmid. So it is a recombinant plasmid. Why it is a recombinant plasmid? Because it is plasmid DNA carrying the foreign gene. So, isolation of the foreign gene, insertion of the foreign desired gene inside the vector to produce a recombinant vector. The next step is the recombinant vector is introduced into the cloning organism like E. coli. So, what we do is the recombinant vector is allowed to get inserted inside the foreign gene, the cloning organism. Now, as this is a bacterial cell, as the bacterial cell will multiply and produce duplicate into copies, the recombinant vector also will be duplicated. Okay. So, multiple copies of the recombinant DNA and multiple copies of the foreign gene will also be produced, and this is how your gene will be cloned. Right. Now, say for example, the basic thing about gene cloning in bacteria. Suppose if you want to carry out gene cloning in E. coli, that means your cloning organism is E. coli. And the foreign gene which you want to clone is insulin gene. So, what are the steps? There are two basic steps. Number 1, construction of recombinant DNA. The first step is construction of recombinant DNA. How do you do that? The foreign DNA, that is the desired DNA, is joined to the vector DNA. Okay. For construction of recombinant DNA, what you have to do? You have a foreign gene, desired gene, it is joined to the vector DNA. And the recombinant DNA so formed, the recombinant vector so formed is also called as chimeric DNA. It is called as, the recombinant DNA is called as chimeric DNA. Is that clear? Excuse me. Right. So, the foreign DNA joined to vector DNA, the recombinant vector so formed is called as chimeric DNA. Right. And then, how it is done, how the recombinant vector or recombinant DNA is constructed. Number one, the first step here, A we have written here, preparation of desired foreign gene or desired DNA. How it is prepared. Now, you know what gene you want to clone, right? So, we have to isolate that foreign gene or desired gene from the particular organelle, from the particular organ or the cell of the organism. Like if you want insulin gene, then the insulin gene is to be isolated from mammalian cell, or the gene to be cloned can also be artificially synthesized using a gene machine, right? So first thing is the desired gene or the desired DNA is prepared in the laboratory by using gene machine, or it is isolated from the particular organism or from the particular organelle of the organism, or you can make the gene to be cloned by reverse transcriptase method using mRNA of that gene, right? So once your gene is ready, this gene is inserted into a vector DNA. So for that purpose you require a vector. A vector can be a plasmid, it can be a phage, it can be a cosmid. Depending upon your requirement, we use a vector DNA. Say for example, if your vector is a plasmid, then we have to cut open the vector using restriction endonuclease. So by the action of restriction endonuclease, the foreign gene to be cloned is also cut and the vector is also cut. Once you have cut or nicked the vector, then the foreign gene is allowed to get inserted inside the vector DNA. Now your plasmid becomes a recombinant plasmid. Now this recombinant plasmid is then inserted into the cloning organism. Okay. So the second step is introduction of recombinant DNA into E. coli. That means into the cloning organism. Right. Now if your cloning organism is E. coli, right, when you wish to insert the recombinant DNA into E. coli, the E. coli cell may not accept the foreign DNA because you are going to insert a foreign particle into E. coli. So for that purpose, the E. coli cell needs to be competent, right? And E. coli cannot remain competent throughout the life cycle, and that is why, because this is a naked DNA fragment, the plasmid is naked, it has to be completely inserted inside the cell, right? So the E. coli cells are first made permeable. E. coli cells are given calcium chloride treatment. When E. coli cells are grown in presence of calcium chloride, they are incubated in presence of calcium chloride, they become permeable. Their permeability increases, and thus the recombinant plasmid, the recombinant DNA it gets inserted inside E. coli cells. So the E. coli are given calcium chloride treatment so that they become permeable, and then the recombinant plasmid easily enters inside E. coli cell, and the E. coli cell undergoes transformation. The cell having the plasmid with insert are called as transformed cells. The next thing is you have to identify the cells which have undergone transformation. That means what? E. coli cell having a plasmid, that is with foreign gene inserted inside it. That means E. coli cell having recombinant vector inside them, right? And then as the plasmid vector will replicate, the gene inserted inside the vector will also replicate, and multiple copies will be produced, and all the multiple copies of the foreign gene will produce the desired product. So this is about gene cloning. So these are the various steps that are used in gene cloning. So that is all about gene cloning. So how do we do it? Like you have a foreign gene fragment, then you have a vector like plasmid. So they say this is a plasmid. So now with the help of restriction enzyme, we cut the plasmid. Okay. So this is a plasmid, and it has been cut with restriction enzyme, and now the foreign gene to be cloned is inserted inside the plasmid. So this is a recombinant vector, or you call it, it can also be called as a recombinant plasmid. We can also call it a recombinant plasmid, right? Now this recombinant plasmid is inserted into a cloning organism like E. coli. So E. coli has its chromosomal DNA. Suppose this is the chromosomal DNA of E. coli. Now what we do? This E. coli cell cannot accept anything from outside. For that purpose, it needs to be permeable. The